This video is very atypical. You're probably wondering, why are we in your bedroom? Okay, first of all, because I'm trying to diversify my filming backgrounds, but also I just wanted to be comfortable and cozy on my bed. But the reason I'm actually making this video is because I felt super inspired by just thinking about the act of journaling. I was organizing my stuff as I always do, and I found my old journal. So this is my current journal. I started this journal when I literally 2 days before my 30th birthday, I started it, and it felt so poetic to start my journal, a new journal at the age of 30. But what I also found was my last two journals, this was my, well, I've had a journal before this, but this journal pretty much started, my first journal entry for this journal was literally January 6th, 2015, so more than 10 years ago. So I've been journaling pretty much since I was like early, like 2019 or 20. I have another journal before this, but I had lost it, right? So for me, I guess like visually, I had these journals lined up like this, and I just looked at them and I started reflecting on how cool is it that I have pretty much documented my life, more, not necessarily only my life, but my inner thoughts, my challenges, my triumphs, all the moments in between, the excitement, the disappointment, the sadness, being lost, you know, moments of finding myself again, moments of finding my interests, moments of finding everything around me that I find beautiful. And I was just like, holy shit, this is actually one of the best gifts that I think I have given myself at that age. And as someone who's also an artist or creative, side note, calling myself artist sometimes, every time I call myself an artist, sometimes I'm like, are you an artist? Would others consider you an artist? But that's a philosophical question for another day. But even when I think about my practice as a photographer, I always think about, you know, how cool is it that maybe 30 years down the line, I look at my work and I can reflect on it. And I kind of look at journaling the same way, right? It's like I'm in like my 60s or 70s and I can look back into how my 20s went, how my 30s went. And I'm like, that's actually the coolest thing that you can give to yourself, right? Documenting your life, documenting all the moments in between. And sometimes I do go back and read. These are some pages. So I'll like write gorgeous handwriting. I was really out here with my penmanship. So many quotes. This is, okay, this is something I wrote in January 23rd of 2015. It's just, I'm not going to share my actual post because I did used to add like a lot of quotes. I would add like art to it. I would like doodle. Look at this. This was inspired by Henry Matisse. Isn't that gorgeous? He's one of my favorite artists. This is what I wrote January 23rd, 2015 as today's lesson. Patience, the gift to be able to see beyond emotions. He who knows patience knows peace. To dream anything that you want to dream, that's the beauty of the human mind. To trust yourself and to test your limits, that is the courage to succeed. Wow. I can't remember if this is the actual quote or if I wrote this. If I wrote this, girl, this is something, another page of collage. I definitely realized that I used to like collage a lot more in my journal entries, probably because I was a student and I had a bit more time. Reading back on my journal entries, it shows you the growth. It shows you the life lessons. It also shows you the undertones of your life story, right? Because I think I've come to realize that, you know, sometimes there's always, how do I even describe this? There's an underlying theme in our life. There's an underlying experience that no matter where we go and what happens, there's always that part of you that has always been there, that has always been consistent. So in my case, when I look at my old journal entries, I'm like, I was literally just a young woman trying to understand herself, trying to understand her position in the world, right? Here's a quote that I wrote by Nayyirah Waheed, who's a poet. Remember, you were a writer before you ever put pen to paper. Just because you were not writing externally does not mean you are not writing internally. You know what? I really need to go back into this style of collaging because it's actually so inspiring. I guess I'm saying all of this to say that journaling is, first of all, Okay, journaling is actually great because it helps you understand your thoughts, it helps you articulate your thoughts, but also journaling will stop you from crashing out more than you would like. Now, don't get me wrong, I do think crashing out here and there is necessary for nervous system regulation and externalization of emotions. Obviously, nothing crazy. But also, I think writing things down helps you look at your thoughts externally. It helps you contextualize how you're feeling, but also you're getting it out of your brain, you're getting it out of your system, you're clearing up your mind, you're clearing up your psyche and your emotional, any backlog that you might be having, you are inherently clearing that up. And sometimes you might put the pen to the paper and you get nothing, but it's all about the, wow, oh my gosh. This is something I drew Sade like a while ago. Don't read, Chal, but I drew Sade like ages ago. There's a leaf, there's a maple leaf. Oh my God, that's hilarious. How Canadian is that? Oh, Chal, don't be bringing on my bed. This journal also has when I tried to give a hand at like spoken words. So this journal, my first post was January 16th, 2015. So I was 21 when I started this journal. And the last post here was March 30th of 2021, okay? Mind you, these are all Moleskine journals because I think Moleskine makes the best books. This is not sponsored by Moleskine, by the way. This second one, pink. Ironically, they're all my favorite colors, black, pink, and green. I started this April 2nd, 2021. Now, of course, with journaling, like I would say that I don't journal like consistently every single day. There have been gaps in my journaling where I didn't journal for 6 months, where I didn't journal for 4 months, 3 months, right? But I look back at these 3 books and I'm like, these are actually one of like 3 of like my most prized possessions, right? Just like anywhere I go, they will go. It's still very beautiful to know and to understand for myself that I have this with me. And if there's anything I would leave this video with is that, you know, documenting your life. Again, I love to take photos, all types of photos, things that I do, places that I eat, you know, photos of myself, but also document how you're feeling, documenting how you feel, documenting your thoughts, documenting your experiences, even what you would consider to be the most mundane, boring experience or day. Document all of that because I feel like your future self will really, really, really thank you. Your current self benefits from it because your current self is, again, externalizing thoughts. Your current self is getting stuff out from your mind into another vessel. Is helping you process things, but your future self will also thank you because literally every journal entry I think that you do is one step towards understanding yourself a bit more. Even if at that moment it doesn't sound like you are understanding, if you're just questioning yourself. But yeah, I just want to come and tell you guys that. So pick up a journal, get a journal. And this is actually a good reminder for me that I haven't journaled in literally like 2 months. So I need to get back into that. I hope you've taken something good from this. Please let me know down below what your journaling experiences has been. Kind of like what's your journaling kind of vibe or how you like to go about journaling. And yeah, let's have a chat below about how much of an impact it's had to you if you do journal, because again, I'm a huge fan. So I want everyone to do it. So anyways, that's my little spiel on journaling. I will see you guys in the next video.